Well, good day and welcome back to my next video. I just wanted to do a video here and thank you all so much for over 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I am so humble and so thrilled, and I tell you, I feel a huge obligation to continue to make videos in the style that I use is pretty basic. I'm trying to just do a conversation with you folks and tell you what's happening in my life, and I do sincerely hope that you enjoy these videos. Today I'm going to talk about age discrimination. Is it a real thing? And we're going to go out and we're going to go have a little drive around and maybe look at some of the sights of my city as I do some runs with my side job, my only job right now. And we're going to discuss a few things. Maybe I'll take you guys out for a cup of coffee and we will talk about age discrimination. Maybe we'll touch on my resumes and the things that I plan to do in 2025 over the next few weeks, as far as looking for a real job, as they say. But once again, I'm just getting ready. It's about 10 after 9 a.m. here. It's, what is today? I think today is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, December 11th. So I want to get out a little earlier today and see if I can catch some of the breakfast orders, because my last couple of days were a little bit late starts. So I'm a little bit behind on the dollars. But once again, I'm over 1,000 subscribers, so I thank you all. Without you, I couldn't do a thing here, and you know who you are, and I know most of you, a lot of you are returning viewers, and I really appreciate that. As I said, I feel humble and I feel a huge obligation to you folks. So I'm going to keep putting out videos, and I encourage you, if you have any viewing requests or things that you'd like to see me do, or maybe things to change. I haven't been doing thumbnails. I just haven't had the time to learn how to do it, but that's something I would like to do. But I do try to keep my videos authentic and to the point. So that's what I plan to continue to do. Other than that, like I say, we're going to get on the road and we'll continue our discussion. So once again, oh, by the way, I'm over 3,000 viewing hours, so I just need another 1,000 viewing hours, and maybe I'll get monetized and make a few dollars, because we do need to maybe have some sources of income other than a job, because believe me, I know what it feels like now to have no income other than a small pay. I do collect CPP, which is the Canada Pension Plan. I started getting that at 60. It's not a lot, but it does help. It pays some of the utility bills. But yeah, I think I just need another 1,000 hours of viewing hours, and then I might get monetized. So, by the way, if any of you folks out there who are monetized, maybe let me know what the next steps are. Do you get contacted automatically by Google or YouTube, or however that works? I'm a newbie at this, but like I say, without your help and support, I couldn't do it. So I do know, like I say, a lot of you, so I appreciate that. But we're gonna get out there. It's already getting late, and we'll continue with our discussion. So we'll see you soon in the next little clip here. Okay, bye. Okay, hey, I'm back here. Now I'm just outside, just waiting for my vehicle to warm up, and then we'll make our way. But I just wanted to quickly take you for a little walk, show you what I'm doing. There's my vehicle over there, just warming up a little bit. And then we're going to continue with our conversation about age discrimination, and is it a real thing? Well, you know, I've talked to employment insurance representatives when I lost my job, and even the employment representative, she's out of Nova Scotia, she confirmed that she is seeing a lot of older workers getting let go, laid off, whatever, and having a hard time finding work. So that's all the way across the other side of Canada from where I live. And then, of course, I've talked to employment lawyers, and they said the same thing. They said that they're seeing that as well. So apparently there is some truth to age discrimination for older workers. This is just kind of a green space where I live. I'm in the back alley, as I mentioned, just taking you for a little tour, trying to mix up my videos a little bit, make them maybe a little bit more interesting. I've got my Canada Ukraine toque or woolen hat on. As far as age discrimination, we'll continue with this conversation, and I'll take you along with me today. I won't bore you to death showing you my deliveries, but maybe I'll show you some scenes or sights of the city, kind of let you know what I'm doing and where I live. So right behind me there is my house. That one right there. Boop. It's a kind of a cute little house. This is from behind. Summertime is really nice, you know. My wife puts out a lot of plants and flowers, so it's like a little tropical garden back there. As you can see, one thing I don't really care for is all these overhead power lines and transformers and things, but we got a decent deal on this house, so we're very happy. It's kind of a nice neighborhood, a lot of culturally diverse neighborhood. So we've got families from Iraq, Kurdish folks. We've got Vietnamese folks living next to us. We've got some folks from Mexico. We go across the hall, across the green space. We've got some folks from West Africa. So nice neighborhood, good people, good family people all around here. So, but I'm gonna get on the road here. We'll continue our conversation and chat some more. So I kind of bundled up. It's about -9 and -10 again today, but right now it's not snowing, so that's a good thing. Okay, we will continue this, and I'll ask you some questions about my resume. I need to maybe improve my resume because I don't know why no one is getting back to me, or if they do get back to me, they're just saying that they are hiring somebody else. Maybe it shows I've been working too long, but it only goes back about 20 years. But I think they can clue in. They use the AI nowadays, and they go, oh, this guy's been he's probably old because he's already been doing this for 20 years and plus other things. So, oh well. So stick around. I look forward to continuing this conversation. And like I said, maybe we'll grab a coffee. Maybe we'll go to Tim Hortons. See you in a bit. We are just taking a little drive right here. Oh, and these streets are really bumpy. This is a typical neighborhood, I guess, development in my city. Kind of some nice houses. Oop. And we're rough. It's rough. The plows have not cleaned these streets yet, and so we've had some thawing, and we've had some freezing, and we've had more snow, and now it is getting really rough and hard on the vehicles. So again, more wear and tear on the vehicles. But I've had people say, hey, I'd like to see some sights of your city. So this is basically what we're doing and what it looks like. And right now it's -9 according to my vehicle. And like I say, this is just a typical street. So, but getting back on our conversation, why do you think there's age discrimination? Well, one reason is, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, is that quite often employers believe that a worker who is older and has been with the company for many years has become stagnant in their skills. So I'm going to pull over here because this is rougher than a washboard from the 1920s. So we're going to park right here and take a look at Santa Claus. And we're going to just have a little chat for a couple minutes here, and then I'll get on my way. But yeah, like just to say, this is a kind of a typical neighborhood in my city. We've got lots of snow. But like I say, one of the things is employers think that, well, these guys have been working in the same position for so many years, or the same company, and they've gotten really high wages now, but they're comfortable. Now all of a sudden they're looking for work. Well, number one is, why are they looking for work? Well, they got laid off, or they got fired, or they got downsized, or whatever the case may be. So now they're looking for work. But should I hire this guy? He's been with this company, it says here, for 18 years or 27 years or whatever the case may be. And now he's looking for work. Well, according to his resume, he's been doing this type of work and his skills are such and such. I don't think his skills will match, or his wage or salary expectations will match what we're prepared to pay. So we're going to find somebody who's only in their mid-30s, and then we can kind of groom them our way, and we can make sure that they do as they're told, because a lot of these older workers now, they don't want to put up with the same kind of, shall I say, crap that a lot of companies will put you through. You know, making you work these long extra hours, make you take a lot of your work home with you, make you answer emails into your evenings when you're supposed to be home with your family or doing other activities. So that's just one reason, or a couple of reasons, but we'll continue our conversation, and we will continue on the road. Hopefully you folks are having a great day. I am obviously out and about, but we'll continue this, and we'll get back into it shortly. Get older, so it could be, gaining weight, we're getting overweight, maybe we develop type 2 diabetes, and we need to go to a doctor, make doctor's appointments. So quite often we have to take time off work to attend doctor's appointments and whatnot. Could be for, as we get older, cardiovascular disease, other issues, whatever the case may be. Many of us are on medications and things. So taking time off for doctor's appointments, a lot of companies frown on that. Maybe the company itself is okay, the policies are there to allow that, but sometimes your immediate manager or supervisor doesn't like it, because now you're off work and they need to get a project done, and you've taken half a day off or whatever. So that could be one reason. So either a company doesn't want to hire older workers because of that, or older workers that are already employed may find their employment reduced or whatever, because the employer doesn't like that. Another reason is a lot of older workers might decide to just retire before the government accepted age, and leave their employer ill prepared for that. So many employers might just say, you know what, I've got somebody already lined up. Fred here or Jane. They're getting older, and I've heard through the grapevine that they might want to retire sooner rather than later. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and terminate their employment. I'll find a reason, and we'll get rid of them, and we'll bring in Mr. Jones, who will take over the position. So that's a couple of reasons, and I'm going to touch on a few more here. I'm going to take you downtown to the city of Edmonton, and we're going to take a look. We're going to look at some high rises, look at some scenery. That way you don't have to look at my face all the time. I try to mix things up for you folks. So, oh, by the way, if you have any experiences yourselves on what you think would be age discrimination, have you been let go or terminated or fired or laid off, downsized, and you're pretty sure that it was because you were over 50, or maybe you had some other issues and they just decided to get rid of you rather than retrain you or whatnot. Because that's another thing, is sometimes older workers, even myself, you know, we have a more difficult time with all these new technologies. As I mentioned in my other video, some of these apartment buildings I'm going into, some of the elevators and even just getting into the building is much more difficult than it used to be. You used to be able to just press a couple buttons and buzz somebody and they let you in. Now there's intercom systems with 6 different pads that you got to figure out. Is it for delivery? Is it for contacting the tenant? Is it for something else? Like, it gets ridiculous. So some of these technologies that are out there, you got to keep your skills up. If you don't keep your skills up, it's a difficult time for older workers. So having said that, you know, you can teach an old dog new tricks. If you if you set your mind to it, you want to learn, you can learn. I mean, I'm learning how to use technology. I'm using my iPhone 15 here. So I'm, like you say, I'm using technology and a vehicle to make a few dollars. But once again, like I say, we'll keep touching on a few different ideas. So I will talk to you shortly. Stay tuned. Back. We are heading south and taking a look at some high rises. See that big building straight ahead, way over there? Hang on, go around the corner here. This is I'm on 97th Street, so this is a major artery, as they call it. This is actually approaching some areas here where it was called Chinatown. So a lot of you'll see the Chinese gate here coming up right in front of us. I guess I got to slow down. There's people walking across the street here. Okay, there we go. Let's go. So yeah, so it's a snowy December day. But as you can see, I am entering Chinatown, as they call it. So there's a lot of great little Asian restaurants and cafes along here. Some good food. But I want to show you a building, if I can find it here, if I can see it. It's way over there. You can't really see it here, so I'll have to turn as I get around the corner here. Now we're slowly approaching an area here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn in here and kind of show you some things here. There we go. Right here, if you can see. Oh, see that building right there? That building right there. Right there. I helped build that building. Yeah. That was the building that I helped build. Right there. I'm going to go past this guy here and see if I can get through here. Because there's always construction in this city, as they say. So this guy's not watching. So we'll cruise down these rough roads. Man, these roads are rough. Just all over the place here. Jeez. So my apologies for the camera bouncing around. But it's on a tripod and it's being affected here. Because this city is not known for being really good at looking after the roads. Here's the Hope Mission. So a lot of homeless people down on their luck come here to get help. And there is the famous Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers, the NHL Edmonton hockey team, call home. So I am going to turn here as soon as these big vehicles go by, and we will continue our conversation about some other reasons why older workers are being discriminated against. So we'll touch on that. Age stereotypes. Older workers may be perceived to not be able to keep up with younger colleagues. Now, whether it's true or based in reality, that's another story. There's a high rises here. But that could be some perceptions, you know. Old John over here, he's 63 years old and he's not keeping up with the crew. They're working maybe they're working in construction, or maybe they're working in an office, and he's not keeping up. We may have to do something about it. So that could be one thing as well. I'm going to take you down here, which is another major artery. Right here. And we'll take a look. This is the Ice District. There's the JW Marriott. And here is the underbelly of Rogers Place. We'll go for a little drive. Okay. See how that goes. So yeah, we'll just keep taking a little drive down here and continue our conversation. Another thing is succession planning. You know, companies may want to make room to advance younger employees. So they perceive that they'll have fresh ideas if they bring in younger workers who have new, fresh ideas. So they decide that they don't want to hire older workers, or older workers that they do have, they might just want to get rid of them altogether. If you look up here, I'll see right over here on this street here, you'll see right there is the neon signs. right there. See that? That's on 104th Street. Straight ahead is another building that I helped build back in 2007 or 8, I think. Right there. That building right there. That building. Actually, no, not that building. That building right there. Quest. Yeah, that's the high rise that I helped build many years ago when I worked for my first construction company. So, right over here is Grant MacEwan University. You can see the top of it over there. MacEwan University. So, anyway, yeah, I'll see if I can turn up here a little bit. Give you guys a little tour of my city. Let me see here. We're gonna maybe make a turn. So, yeah, I'm hoping that you're enjoying my little our little travels and get to see some of my city. So let's keep it up, and I'll come up with some more topics or some more reasons why older workers are discriminated against. Okay, we are continuing. Now we are on 109th Street and we are heading south. Jasper Avenue is right up ahead. So I think I'm going to turn left, which is actually going east. So we'll do that. And we'll continue our little discussion. Okay. Here we go. This way you get to see the city of Edmonton. Okay, here we go. So another reason why some people may have gotten let go, now this might not always be just older workers, this could be for anybody, is many people, as we know, back when we had the pandemic, refused to get vaccinated. They refused to get the jab. So a lot of companies were leaning towards the belief that they followed the World Health Organization, and they decided that they would follow that, and everybody needed to get vaccinated, get the jab for the safety of society. Now, whether you believe all that or not, that's a personal decision. That's up to you. But my daughter-in-law brought up a great point, and it makes a lot of sense. In my household, we did not get vaccinated. We did not get the jab, and my employer did not like that at the time, and they made anybody who did not get vaccinated take a vaccination or take a test every 3 days at our expense. Now the company had full rights to do that. That's their policy that they created at the time. But I remember I had to pay $40 to go to Shoppers Drug Mart or a pharmacy every 3 days to get tested. So that was okay. And lo and behold, I did end up getting COVID in it was November of 2021. I got COVID, and started out as just a sore throat for one day, and then the next day I didn't have a sore throat anymore, but I started having I just didn't feel well. So I got tested, and turned out I was positive, and I called into my employer and said, hey, I'm positive for COVID, so I can't come in. We have to wait 10 days and then get tested again. So I waited for the first week. I couldn't sleep very good. I actually laid on the couch, and I just couldn't sleep. So I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, no appetite. I was kind of living on smoothies for a little while there, and that was about it. But then the following week, I said, you know what? I want to go to work in another week, and I'm not getting any better. I'm not feeling any better. So maybe I should go see a doctor. So I was going to wait until the following Monday to go to the hospital, but my wife, bless her heart, said, you don't look very good. And this was on Saturday. So on Saturday she called the ambulance, and they came, and they said, wow, good thing you called, because if you would have waited till Monday, he would either have organ failure, or he would have possibly died, because my oxygen levels in my blood was down to, I think, 64 or something. It was low. It was below what it takes to sustain life. So they took me to the hospital, and I ended up spending 10 days in ICU and hooked up to some machines. Thankfully, I did not have to get ventilated. I was able to do good. And then I spent another 3 days, I think, in just a regular hospital room, and then I was discharged after 13 days. But one other thing about keeping fit, because I had been doing heavy squats, and I did heavy exercises back then, even I had enough muscle tissue that even though I lost 32 pounds of body weight, including muscle tissue, in 13 days, I was still able to walk and get up and move around on my own without help. Whereas other people, many people couldn't walk. They had to go for rehab and relearn how to walk, because they lost weight and they lost strength and muscle and whatnot. So they weren't able to function properly. But anyway, I got back to my home, and then I did end up getting vaccinated. I did get two shots of the Moderna, I believe it was, and I was okay after that. I haven't really suffered any long-term health effects. I feel good and healthy. I started actually weight training again in my basement while I was still on oxygen, because I was on oxygen for a couple weeks or a month after I go home. So I was down in my basement doing deadlifts with oxygen bottles. So that was kind of funny. People were saying, "No, don't do that. You got to recuperate." But so yeah. So getting back to the main topic. Having said that, so yeah. So my employer had to get other people to do my work at that time, because I was off for about 6 weeks altogether, because it was through Christmas anyway. So I only lost really 2 weeks, because I didn't take any holidays. So I would have taken 2 weeks. I used up 2 weeks of my holidays during that time, and then we were off for Christmas for 2 weeks anyway, and so that wouldn't count. So I was actually only 2 weeks of actual time that would annoy my employer. But at that time, he probably found out that he could do my work or have my work reassigned, and not have to pay my wages. So, because he immediately put me on a medical layoff when that happened. So I was discharged, or I was on layoff. So yeah, that could be another reason my employer didn't like me, and started to hold grudges. And that's the time when I started to realize that there was such a thing as, I didn't know what it was called at the time, but it's called quiet firing. Because after that, he started to reassign my duties and whatnot. So anyway, I've taken you for a little drive around the city here, and now I'm heading back north, and we will maybe wrap things up back at home in my office or whatever. But if you have any comments, let me know. If you think it would be a great idea to have my daughter-in-law and my son share some ideas on camera or off camera. I'm not sure if they would want to be on camera, but because they're quite private people, but they do have a lot of knowledge from the corporate world, the corporate side of it. So even though they're employees themselves, they know a lot. So I will head north here, and I will talk to you shortly in the next segment. Hey folks, okay, I am back home now, and I greet you from my living room. So as we're wrapping this video up, I just wanted to once again say thank you for coming along on this journey. I know it's a long video, but if you made it to the end, that's very much appreciated. Maybe you can put it on as a podcast and just listen to it if you don't want to see my lovely face or see the streets, the mean streets of Edmonton. So the last reason or possible reason that I wanted to touch on for the reason why older workers may be losing their jobs is because quite typically older workers have been with the company for many years and quite often have higher wages. So now companies that are wanting to cut costs may target higher paid workers, which translates into older workers. So once again, please let me know if you have experienced this. I know on some of my other videos, I touched on this a bit, and I have received a lot of comments about this. But if you're new here, you're welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, I really appreciate that. It looks like I'm over 1,100 subscribers now just since this morning. So once again, really appreciate that. And let's grow this channel together. And I feel obligated, as I mentioned earlier, to really put out videos. And I'm trying to make them meaningful, but also entertaining. So if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.